So today we will start a new topic which is finding square root by repeated subtraction. We have to find the square root by the repeated subtraction method. So in this method we have to finding square root, we have to subtract odd numbers starting from 1 till we get 0. That means whatever the number we have to find the square root of it, we have to subtract the odd numbers starting from 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then so on. So till then we have to get the 0, we have to subtract the odd numbers. For example, we have to find the square root of 81. So as we know that we have to subtract the odd numbers starting from 1. So we had subtracted 81, 1 from 81 we get 80. Now subtract whatever the answer you got after the subtraction. That means here we get 80. So now you have to subtract the answer by the, now you have to subtract next odd number from the answer whatever you got. So 80 we get, now we have to subtract 3, so we get 77. Now 5 will be subtracted from 77, we get 72. So on, 7 will be subtracted, 9 will be subtracted to the answer until we get 0. In the last step we get 0 after subtracting the same number, because here we get 17 and 17 minus 17, because after 15 the next odd number is 17, so the 17 will be subtracted from that answer which is 17 itself, so we get 0. Now you, after get the 0, you have to count how many times you had subtracted the odd numbers from a particular number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times we had subtracted the odd numbers from a particular number which is 81. So here 9 times we had subtracted odd numbers, that means the square root of 81 will be 9. That's all of the repeated subtraction. After that, one more thing is finding square by prime factorization. As you studied in your earlier classes, the prime factorization method, from which you can find the LCM or the HCF, that particular method you have to use for finding the square root by prime factorization method. After that we will going to start the exercise. The first question is of exercise 6.3. What could be the possible ones digit of the square root of each of the following numbers? So the first is 9801. Here we have to find the ones place after finding the square root of that particular number. That means what will be the ones place of the square root of that number. So here, as the solution is that ones place of the number is 1 and the square root of ones place is equal to 1 or 9. That means if we squaring, how we get a number after squaring? So that means there is a number which is 1 and of which square root the 1 is the ones place number. That means if we squaring a 1, that means we get 1, and if we squaring a 9, that means we get 81, and the ones place of 81 is 1. That means in both numbers 1 and 9 we get 1 at the ones place. So the square root will be either 1 or 9 at the ones place. That means whatever the number we get after finding the square root of 9801, it is compulsory that it will have 1 or 9 at its ones place, because we get 1 at the ones place only in 2 cases: when we squaring 1 or 9. When we squaring 9 we get 81 and the ones place of 81 is 9. That means the square root of 9801 will be have 1 at its 1 or 9 at its ones place. So similarly, next all 3 questions are same. You have to find of which number's square root we get the 6 at its ones place. Like 6, if we squaring 6 we get 36. So 36 is 6 is the ones place of the 6 is the ones place of 36. So that means 99,856 can be have a number which have ones place will equal to 6 or 4 also. If we squaring 4, we get 4 4 ja 16. In this case we also get the 6 at its ones place. So similarly, ones place of the square root is either 4 or either 4 and 6. That means whatever the answer we get after squaring, after finding the square root of 99,856, whatever the answer we get after finding the square root of this number, it may be have 4 or 6 at its ones place, because both of number having 6 at its ones place after finding the square. So that's all the solution of the question number 1. So the second question of this exercise is, without doing any calculation, find the numbers which are surely not perfect square. In this question we do not have to find the square root of a particular number. We have to just see that ones place of a particular number, and after that we have to find which is a perfect square or not. For finding the square of a particular number by using only the ones place, here is the solution. The perfect square of a number can end with on any of the digit 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9 at ones place. That means a number which is having or any of these numbers at its ones place, it can be a perfect square of a number. And also a perfect square will end with even number of 0. Even number of 0, that means if a number which is having even time, number of 0 is even time, that means 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, 8 times and so on. If the 0 are there in even times, it can be a square of a number. If there is 30, that means it is odd, and so 1000 is not a perfect square of any number. If we are increasing one more 0, that means here 4 times 0 is there, and 4 times 0, that means even times 0 are there, so it can be a perfect square of a number, and the square root of 10,000 is 100. So if a number having any one number of these which is given here, which is 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9, so the number will be square, so the number can be a perfect square of any number. So second one is 257. Similarly, the 7, the ones place is 7 and it is not present here, that means it cannot be a perfect square of any number. Third one is 408. Similarly, 8 is in the ones place, it cannot be a perfect square of any number. 441, ones place is 1 and 1 is present here, so it can be a perfect square of a number. So that's all the solution of question number 2. So the next question is question number 3, which is we have to find in this question the square root of a number by repeated subtraction method. As I told you before, the same method we have to follow here. So firstly we have to subtract 1 and then 3, then 5, then 7, then 9 in the by the answer whatever we got. So firstly we have subtracted, then that means we have subtracted 1, we get 99. Now 99 will 3 will be subtracted from 99, 96. Now 5 will subtracted this answer, 96 minus 5 is equal to 91, and so on till we get 0. So when you get 0, you have to count how many times you have subtracted a number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times we had subtracted odd numbers from the number whatever we get after each subtraction. Here 10 times we have subtracted odd numbers, hence the square root of 100 will be 10. And as we know that the square root of a number which is having even time of 0, that it will be converted to a single time. That means if there is 2 0, the square root will be become 1 0, and just opposite, if a number having 1 0, when we squaring it we get double 0. So one more thing we have to notify here, which is as we know that the sum of first odd numbers is n square. That means first odd natural number, all these are starting from first, which is first odd number which is 1, and natural number, all these numbers are natural, and the consecutive odd numbers are there. So the sum of all these number is n square. N square means, suppose that this is the number, so it will be n square. If we adding all these numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, we get the n square, that means 100. So that's all the solution of question number 3. One more thing is 169 is the second number we have to find. So in this way you also have to find the 169, square root of 169. So whatever when you got the 0, just count the number of subtraction, how many times you have subtracted the odd numbers, and similarly you have to follow these rules. After that you will get the square root of 169. So that's all the solution of the question number 3. Question is question number 4. Here we have to find the square root of a number by prime factorization method. This method you had studied in your earlier classes also, so just let's revise it once. So we have to find the square root of 29. So we have to make a table like that. Now it have 9 at its ones place, that is odd, so that means it will be not divisible by 2. Now we have to divide by 3, because the sum of all these digits are 18, and 18 is the divisible by 3. This is the divisibility rule of 3. When you divisibility rule of 3 is sum of all the numbers whatever we get. If it is divisible by 3, that means the whole number will be divisible by 3. So the sum of 7 plus 2 plus 9 will be 18, and 18 is divisible by 3, that means it is also divisible by 3. 729 will be divisible by 3. So when we divide it, we get 243, and it is also divisible by 3. Now we get 81, then 27, then 9, then 3, then 1. In this method, prime factorization method, we have to put here 1. We have to divide all the numbers. If a number is not divisible by anyone, that means, or we can say that if a number is a prime, so just divide that number by itself. So we have to put here 1 at the last. Now we have to count how many times the number is divisible, what is the factor of that particular number. So 3 is 6 times. 6 times 3 will be divided the 729 completely. And when we finding a square root, that means the power of square root is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 will be make full. So these two numbers will make a group, will make a pair or make a group. Now these two numbers will make a pair, and now these two numbers will make a pair. And if they make a pair, they can be count only once, because we are finding the square root. So 1 1 1, 3 times we get the 3. Now simply multiplied all these numbers, we get 27. Hence the square root of 729 is 27. And all the numbers, all the questions whatever is exist in the question number 4, they have the same solution. You just have to divide all these numbers and find the square root. So here the solution of the question number 4. So the next question is question number 5. For each of the following numbers, find the smallest whole number by which it should be multiplied so as to get a perfect square. Also find the square root of the square number so obtained. That means in this question we get a question which is 252, the first number, and this is not a perfect square of any number. So by which whole number, by which number we have to multiply this number, so we get a perfect square. And after finding that particular number by which it will be multiplied, we have to multiply it and then find the square root of the new number whatever we obtained. So firstly, for solving this, we have to find all these factors by the prime factorization method, and we get 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7. That means 2 times 2, 2 times 3 and only 1 times 7. So 2 will make its pair, 3 will make its pair, but 7 do not have its pair. Here if 7 gets its pair, if 7 gets its pair, that means if there is one more 7, so it will become a perfect square. That means when here one more 7 will be there, so 7 will make its pair also. Now we get, after that we get the complete 2 into 3 into 7. So after that we get the complete solution, complete square of a number. Therefore 252, here 7 is only one time, that means the number which do not have its pair is 7. If 7 will be multiplied to 252, it will be divided by 7 one more time. So therefore 252 has to be multiplied by 7 to obtain a perfect square. So that means 252 should be multiplied by 7. The number which do not have its pair, that particular number we have to multiply by the number whatever in this question. So when we multiply 7, so we get one more 7, because if we multiply this, so 7 will be one more time divide it the number. So therefore 252 we get 1764. The product of these two numbers is 1764, is a perfect square. Is a perfect square because when we do the when we find the prime factorization, all the factor when we find, so the factor of 1764 is 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7 into 7. All these numbers have its pair, that means 1764 is a perfect square. And the 42, we get 42 after multiplying 2 into 3 into 7, we get 42, and 42 is the perfect square of square root of 1764. 1764 is a perfect square of 42, and 42 is the perfect square root of 1764. So moreover, all the solution is that the number is 7 which we have to multiply in the question for making it the complete and perfect square. So after that, all this question is similar. You have to find the prime factorization, then the number which is do not have its pair, that number should be multiplied by that question to find the perfect square. And after that you have to multiply like that, you will get a new number, then you have to find the square root of that particular number. So that's all the solution of the question number 5, and that's all for the today. We will start question number 6 from tomorrow onwards. Thank you.